We make fun of information. You wait, we hope we'll amuse. Yes, we just love to give you the news.
Now. Hey, guess what time it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's time once again for America's favorite thing to do Monday afternoon when they're really bored. It's the Kidders, and this is version 29.0. And we have our usual suspects with us today. First of all, our head nun, our spiritual and emotional and religious advisor, Vicki Quaddy, is back here. Vicki, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. No, people have nothing to do. It's just they want they want a little moral guidance in their lives. That's why they dial in.
Yeah, that's what we all. It's funny you should bring that up during election season. And from the Hoosier State of Indiana, the Aristotle of comedy, Tim Slagle.
Well, as Dobie's uncle always said, he who lies down with dogs probably ends up on the next season of Hoarders.
All right. Well, I've had a wonderful weekend. You know, the Bears lost. The White Sox played their last game with Canerco. It's just pretty much been like a funeral around here. So I think
it was pretty much the last game for the Bears too. I think
it was just pitiful. Just pitiful.
That's why you shouldn't watch sports.
Well, what should I be doing instead of watching sports? It's Sunday. What do you want me to do? Go to church?
A lot of other people might.
Okay, to each his own. All right. If I did go to church, I'd probably run into the lady who's in our first story today. This happened I believe over in England. A grandmother over there had a stroke, and that's never a good thing. But she's pretty much recovered from her stroke, except now she swears incessantly. She never used to say a bad word. Her husband didn't like swearing, and now she just calls him an old butthole or whatever because she can't stop.
Yeah, that's the British for you. My grandmother started doing that. She didn't need a stroke to blame it on. She just said, "Heck, I'm old. It's time."
Vicki, what do you chime in on this?
I think I heard that she's going to be a rap star on Britain's Got Talent.
The funniest thing about this story is a line I'll quote directly from it. The retired bank worker says her swearing particularly irks her husband, as he used to be a head teacher and therefore has an obvious aversion to swearing. It's amazing the things they teach over in England. Hey, thank you, Tim. I did that for you and me. Well, while we're in England, let's stay in England because these stories are just getting wackier. A pair of chefs over in London, which really, that's an oxymoron to start with. A couple of guys over there have come up with a new burger that allegedly tastes like human flesh, and they're doing this to promote the 5th season of The Walking Dead. Tastes like human flesh. Vicki.
You know, it said in that article that they got the recipe or the taste idea from cannibals that they had interviewed. But I think that the cannibals were really pulling their leg because everything tastes like chicken.
Tim, what do you think?
I don't know. It seems to me we got a few cannibals still in prison.
I know. And do you want to be taking your culinary advice from the likes of Jeffrey Dahmer or Ed Gein?
Well, if you really want to make sure that it's right, you should have an actual cannibal sample it, don't you think?
Hey, tell me what this tastes like to you. That would be true. That would be the cannibal seal of approval.
I wonder if a cannibal on death row ever asked for his right arm for his last meal.
No.
Actually, most of them go vegan, so they only eat vegetarians. Ooh, write that down. That's good. A cannibalistic vegan. All right, Pennsylvania is our next stop. Over there in Dover Township, Pennsylvania. You got to hand it to the police there because they found some enormous marijuana plants in a public area, and they said that they would like to give them back. Give them back to the owners if they just come to the police station and identify and prove ownership of these plants. So I'm sure there's a line forming right outside. Tim, what do you think?
I think this is just another example of police incompetence. Because if they actually had let them keep a few of the plants, they might have fallen for
it. That is true, Vicky.
Well, whoever responds, that's an A answer in the public schools.
Well, they said that the people should come forward and claim them if they can prove ownership, which coincidentally is the same things that the Kardashians are asking people who fathered their babies. All right. Finally, a beautiful story. This one it means a lot. This is in San Francisco. San Francisco, they found two people having sex in a dumpster. On top of all the garbage, they're having sex. Then afterwards, they had a smoke, even though there was flammable stuff in there. And somebody dropped a dime on them. By the time the police got there, only person left was the guy. So I don't know where to go on this story. What do you say, Tim?
Apparently he had promised her to make love to her on a bed of rose petals, and a bunch of moldy banana peels was the closest he could find.
Well, they found a large supply of methamphetamine there too, just in case you were wondering how they got in the dumpster. Vicky, what about you?
So he might have been alone the entire time.
Exactly. You know, you throw up enough hands and legs, people thinks it's two people. Vicky?
I don't know. It's probably some throwback to the 1967 years. You know, when it was the city of love and anything goes. So yeah, these guys are like, you know, not thinking in the current century.
Oh, there goes Sophie. We just saw her go behind you. She was carrying out a television. All right. I think that this whole story, having sex in a dumpster, is just a country western song waiting to happen. Now, I got partial lyrics here. I don't really have the music down because I only know 2 chords and I need 3. We did it in a dumpster behind the Dairy Queen. She was short and sassy and I was dumb and mean. We did it in the coffee grounds. We did it on a cake. Thank God I had a meth pipe to keep her ass awake.
Oh my gosh! It is the epitome of white trash.
Copyright 2014.
A redundancy of white trash in the white trash. Oh, uh-oh, somebody's calling somebody. Somebody's got work.
Don't worry about it.
Got a telemarketer. All right, we got one last question to pan around. As you know, this weekend, George Clooney finally married somebody 30 years younger than him. And first of all, her name is A-M-A-L, Amal, I believe it's pronounced. But when you see that in type, specifically a serif type, it's very easy to confuse an M for an N. And now I'm kind of embarrassed by the card I sent him. Although those rumors have been around for years. But if you were invited to the wedding, which none of us were, what would you have given them for a present? Vicky?
Well, apparently, one of their best friends already gave them what I would have sent, which was a giant whoopee cushion. I guess George Clooney has actually a pretty decent sense of humor, and I figure he's already 53 years old, so anything that keeps the laugh up is good.
At 53 years old, let me just tell you, he's making enough whoopee cushion noises all by himself.
I would have sent him a brand new straight razor. It's the best thing ever invented for when you decide to get rid of your beard.
And I would have, if I was one of his friends and had the money, I would have given him the only thing that he does not have but is going to need. And that, of course, is a divorce lawyer.
Oh, don't be so critical.
That's enough. Hence the straight razor.
And maybe the whoopee cushion. Who knows?
Well, that's it, kids, for this week. Vicky, as we know, you'll be leading the nuns into fun, right? Is that not right?
Royal George Theater. Yep. Every weekend.
Where will you be?
I got a few private parties coming up this week, so if you want to book a private party, www.timslagle.com.
Okay, and if he's busy, call me. Otherwise, I'm going to Vegas this week, so I will. Next week, I will be reporting, calling in live from L.A. So hopefully that'll all work.
All right.
See you all, and Tim, you got the exit music? Beautiful. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.